What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. Thanks so much for being with me. I'm going to talk about 4 powerful stacks that are simple stacks, but made a real impact on some clients that I'm working with. I've tried 3 of 4 of these stacks. I think tomorrow I'm going to run stack 4, so I'll keep you guys posted on that if it's really awesome. But what the major point of this video is, these are really simple stacks, but with powerful compounds put together intelligently that really creates an effective result in terms of brain performance. In the meantime, go support us, livecortex.com. A couple very epic nootropic products. I mean, look, if you want a stack that turns on motivation, mental energy, drive, the willingness to do work, verbal fluency, focus, get Cortex. The Cortex Nootropic Stack is a powerful, singular option to just turn on brain performance. Right now, if you get Cortex, livecortex.com on subscription, you get Smarter, Better, Faster, a digital book that shows you how to use nootropics surgically, comes with many stacks for free. Go buy Cortex. The stuff is dubbed legal speed. It is very, very powerful for getting your brain in a great place. A couple echelons if you're new to nootropics or in a couple years. Number 1, if you're brand new, so if you're coming to this channel and you're brand new to nootropics, you have to get Nootropics Ground Zero. Groundbreaking video course that shows you how to use nootropics from the ground up. So none of that bad information gets into your brain, and so you can get results right away. Mid-level, the 6-year expertise mark is the Nootropics Masterclass. That is another very highly detailed, powerful, stack-ridden video course of yours truly. If you want to ascend to the highest level known in using nootropics, but importantly getting benefits from nootropics, getting into the effective rotation schedule, get the Nootropics God course. You can find that video course at livecortex.com. Lastly, if you'd like to work with me, you just don't want to do courses. You'd rather have me formulate your daily regimen, your testosterone regimen, your energy regimen, as well as a variety of targeted nootropic stacks. Work with you along the way to dial them in and keep you functioning at 150%, either a 3.5-month or a 6-month consult. Do those consulting packages at livecortex.com. Last thing I wanted to mention before we get into the video, I'm going to be doing a 30-day energy transformation program, so look forward to that. Announcements coming soon. All right, so preface. Look, some nootropic stacks can be extremely complicated. There's 7-8 compounds in them, 4 racetams in them, a balancer like L-theanine to sort of balance things out, etc., right? And maybe some other stimulants like teacrine in the mix. And those can be really, really useful. Stacks like that may even include MODA as a base, and then a few racetams, a choline source, some teacrine, and then some theanine. Those stacks are awesome. Like, I run stacks like that, complicated stacks that have a lot of moving parts that are hitting lots of areas of brain function that make me feel amazing and function amazing. But there is such a time for simple stacks that almost feel like those very powerful, complex stacks, but they're only like 3 or 4 ingredients. This is what I love. I have been into simple stacks that are very targeted and highly effective for 10 years. The Cortex stack is one of those stacks. Simple stacks, only 4 ingredients, highly targeted, very effective, but only 4 compounds. And I'm going to give you 4 stacks today that are coming straight from the client list that I've tried 3 of them. So the 4th one I'm going to try probably tomorrow. It's a bromontane-centered stack that are highly hitting, delivering nootropic benefits and helping the people that are taking them. So let's get right to it. Number 1, stack number 1, 90 milligrams uridine, 30 milligrams CDP choline, 150 milligrams teacrine, and 50 milligrams theanine. Okay, very simple stack, not a complex stack, not a lot going on, 4 chemicals, and they're not even really dosed super high. But this just turns out to be a motivating, energy, focus-producing stack for people. So let's break it down. Uridine monophosphate, right? Working on sensitizing dopamine receptors, making you release some epinephrine, norepinephrine, fostering a little bit of cholinergic activity, working in conjunction with CDP choline, which is building you more brain acetylcholine. Also sensitizing dopamine receptors, making you release a little noradrenaline, making you energized. But those two synthesizing in a way that promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, right? The growth of your brain. Teacrine in the mix at 150, adding some stimulation, some caffeine-like stimulation, but cleaner, right? The teacrine versus caffeine dynamic, like Teacrine is just cleaner, man. It makes you feel like you've taken something that's given you clean stimulant energy, which is a total win in the world of nootropics. And then in this stack, there's 50 milligrams of theanine. It's just balancing out the stack out a little bit, right? So if there's a little bit of overstimulation, that theanine is in the mix, balancing it out and preventing you from being in a place where focus is harder. Because overstimulating stacks, especially stacks with things like teacrine in them, can get you, to the point where you're not focused very well. So that's stack number one. It's a very simple stack, but it's very powerful and very high hitting. Stack number two, 50 milligrams bromontane, 50 milligrams uridine, 30 milligrams CDP choline, and a B complex with the stack. That's it. Simply that. Very simple stack, but ends up hitting very hard. I know some of you are looking at like the CDP choline dose and wondering like why it's so low. Let me just touch on that real quick because people have asked me that about recent videos. I have seen in my working with, at this point, innumerable amounts of men and business professionals with nootropics and brain performance that the majority of them respond to lower doses of citicoline, assuming that citicoline is stacked with other compounds in an intelligently formulated stack. So just wanted to address that. Okay, so what this stack ends up doing is turning on stimulated motivation in a way that's long-lived. Bromontane is an ectoprotector as well, so you probably be resilient in your work that you're doing just because you have a more resilient brain. I mean, ectoprotectors basically prevent you from stress overcoming you to the extent that it normally does. Like I think the studies under like cold exposure and otherwise physical exposure, like the body is more resilient in the presence of bromontane. But interestingly, when you're sitting down to do long focus work or just long work, like where you've got to get a lot done and you may be sitting doing it for 2, 3, 4 hours, bromontane just helps the brain be resilient in that particular case. Stacked with uridine, it is an insane combination for motivation because both of them in their own ways are working on the dopaminergic system. A little bit of CDP choline, adding some acetylcholine into the brain, getting you to release a little bit of adrenaline, generally giving you an energized, motivating feeling. Very, very powerful. And then the B complex is just neurotransmitter support in this stack, right? Some stacks, it's actually important to include a B complex. In some stacks, the B complex will potentiate the effect of the stack, okay? So that's stack number two. Very simple stack, very powerful stack. Stack number three, even simpler. Some of you are gonna be like, does this actually work? You have to try these stacks. 175 milligrams teacrine, so it's a high dose right off the bat. 50 milligrams theanine, 55 milligrams bromontane, okay? 55 milligrams bromontane. This stack, what you can really summarize and get out of it is energy, right? But with a cool, smooth baseline calm from theanine, kind of balancing things out. But it's the type of stack to take if you're drinking some coffee and you're about to go to town. Like just a get into gear type of stack. Because if you're looking at the compound, it's really situated towards stimulated energy, right? You've got basically the clean stimulant in teacrine at a pretty high dose at 175 milligrams. That's raising into the kind of upper tolerable dose for most folks with that chemical. Little bit of theanine, again, balancing things out, then an insurgence of bromontane at 55 milligrams, stimulating the brain, making it resilient, aiding in the synthesis of dopamine, making you a laser focus type of person. That's stack number three. Again, simple stack, only 3 compounds. I love these stacks, and I love stacks like this. Stack number 4, you're gonna see a common theme across some of these stacks here. 50 milligrams bromontane, 50 milligrams phenylpiracetam, 500 milligrams aniracetam, 40 milligrams CDP choline. Very powerful stack. I mean, in the results section, the clients that I'm running these stacks with, it's like, dude, this stack was amazing. How simple is it? But wow, it turned my brain on. Bromontane, again, stimulation, making the brain resilient, synthesizing more dopamine. But here's the curveball. Phenylpiracetam in with that. Now we're capitalizing on the dopaminergic system. Phenylpiracetam being a mild dopamine reuptake inhibitor, keeping some dopamine around for you to use in the acute period that it's affecting you. Aniracetam, forcing the hippocampus to release more acetylcholine, facilitating working memory, general memory, reference memory, long-term potentiation, general energy stamina in your brain, and then acetylcholine or CDP-choline in the background, providing more acetylcholine, little noradrenaline release, synergizing well with the rest of these compounds. And I think bromontane was in 3 of these, so that's that's the common theme. But all 4 of these stacks are very powerful. What's the major takeaway? All right, I need you to listen, like focus. Some of you like watch the stacks and turn the video off. Simple stacks are amazing. You waste less powder, you use less powder, you're dosing them, each of the compounds, in relatively low doses, right? For the most part, they're not substantially high doses. And it's a minimal amount of work to do. When you're setting up stacks like this in the morning, it'll take you a minute. You weigh it out, put it in the capsule, throw it down, you're done. It's not this big, long, convoluted, complex stack. And again, those have their place for really, really overpowered brain function, for 8 hours of straight work, or for projects, etc. But stacks like this, if you're gonna sit down for 2 to 4 hours and work, and you want exceptional brain performance, even 5 hours, and you don't want it to be complex, run these stacks. These are actually perfected for people and have been replicated in other people. So a good bit of you that will want to try these stacks will get good results from all 4 of these stacks. I'll put them all 4 on the screen again right now for you. Here's stack 1. So take a look at it, take a screenshot. Here's stack 2. Again, check it out, take a screenshot, write it down. Here's stack 3. Check it out, analyze it, understand it, give it a shot. And here's stack 4. Very simple, but very powerful nootropic stacks. Thank you so much for being with me, everybody. Go support us, livecortex.com. Cortex Stack. My God, if you want a simple stack that turns on brain performance, just go get Cortex. I don't know what some of you are waiting for. It is very, very powerful. 50,000+ bottles sold at this point. Motivation, mental energy, verbal fluency, focus, in a supplement. It is amazing. It's a great nootropic stack. Get it at livecortex.com. A couple different courses for different echelons in nootropics expertise. If you're brand new, Nootropics Ground Zero, get that video course, go get it at livecortex.com. You can download it and watch it right away. Number 2, if you want to ascend to the 6-year mark and using nootropics, there's a very detailed course that takes you to what's called the master class, defined as the 6-year mark in using nootropics. It's called Nootropics Masterclass. Get that at livecortex.com. Video course. Download it ASAP. Watch it ASAP. Lastly, the highest level nootropics courses on the planet is the Nootropics God course. We get into the ERS, cyclical strategies, targeting and labeling stacks for what you're doing, formulating God-level nootropic stacks. Get that video course, livecortex.com. Lastly, if you'd like to work with me, you want me to formulate your daily regimen, your energy regimen, your sleep regimen, your testosterone regimen, and targeted nootropic stacks that are tailored to your brain, setting you on a perfect schedule of rotation so that you can fire at 150% and just be focused on what you need to focus on: business, life, productivity, your corporate job, and have me run how you're going to perform. Work with me. This is what we do. Either a 3.5-month option or a 6-month option. Those are hands-on, results-driven, one-on-one consults. Get them at livecortex.com. Lastly, I wanted to announce, for those of you that own bigger businesses with multiple employees, 10 or more, even let's call it 5 to 10 to 50 to 100 employees, we are now doing consulting B2B to businesses. We take a very different approach to business productivity, and that is brain performance. So if you'd like me to put together strategies for your sales team, for your marketing team, for your productivity team, for your web team, to optimize their performance, because I mean, look, ultimately productivity is based on brain performance. The approach that we take has been highly successful so far. Go to livecortex.com, click on the organizations tab at the top of the website, and send me your information, and let's get started. Thank you so much for being with me, everybody. Talk to you next time.